Teen excitement. Green flag, here we go. Robby Gordon adamant about putting on a good show, does not want any turn one wrecks. All the drivers in the drivers meeting instruct to get through turns 1 and 2 cleanly, fall in line, go single file. Once they hit the bridge, gloves off, game on. They'll leg these things out here, upwards of 150 plus miles an hour over the top. That is Ricky Johnson hoping for a better run here today. A little too much turning brake, 1 round to go, turned it sideways. Stout got in the back of him, and then he had a mechanical towards the end of the race. So we'll see if he has a better run. Ricky Johnson, a quick learner, by the way, is qualified on the pole in one of these things as well, going back to 2013, and has finished as high as second.
We're really going to start to see these guys get racy as they come back over the other side of the Korean War Veterans Memorial Bridge, because it's going to fan out, it's going to get wide, it's going to get fast, and they're going to be looking at turn 9. And Gordon has already picked off one truck and is starting to make his way up through the field. Here he comes.
Yeah,
Here
great stuff. These things will punch a huge hole in the air, so drafting is a big part of the game here as the 2 Crosley brand trucks are going at it already.
Oh, watch them smoke those tires into braking getting into 9.
Yeah, they unload that thing to the left a little bit. They big wreck right there. That was Bo LeMastus, nowhere near making that turn. Gets it, just smokes. I think that was the side of Jacob. No, that was Ricky Johnson. Just smoked his own truck.
Punched him. He just center punched him.
And Crosley, the man, Crosley, Bo LeMastus, the man behind the Crosley brand, taking out one of his own trucks that he paid to have here, and a highly decorated driver inside of it.
And I'll tell you what, RJ is lucky the safety features of these things are as good as they are, because he took a heck of a shot.
Man, RJ was absolutely no luck here today. Ricky Johnson, I'm telling you, RJ's a feisty dude, and he knows I got to walk away. And if Bo LeMastus is smart, by the way, he's been in this scenario before, Bo LeMastus will leave RJ alone. So we saw Bo LeMastus at Mid-Ohio and Bill Hynes. We talked about that before things got crazy, and Bo is trying to explain that he thinks he can there still might be a chance for these trucks, but RJ's thinking otherwise.
Man, that was one of the biggest shots we've seen all weekend. Here it is again.
I mean, some 10 car lengths back, didn't hit the brakes until another 40 or 50 feet after Jacob and Ricky. I mean, I don't know where he was going with that one, but certainly not around the turn.
He's lucky he hit him not in the door, but in the bed.
Yeah. Oh, man. Door punch would have been not good. I mean, there's a ton of safety here in these trucks, and the door bars there's a bunch of them in there, you know, but it's just a big hit. I mean, it's a 2,800-pound truck coming in at speed and not even close to making the turn. So after a spectacular round, 1 round to go, we kick things off here on lap number 1 with a full course red. And Jason, by the way, Jason Smith, our race director from USAC, he looked at Robby, and Robby said, we need one more round like that. And Jason said, when we have a good round like that, usually day 2 just doesn't go quite as good. He called it right off the bat, man. People get antsy. It's Sunday. You want to go, but you gotta be patient. We go back here again. A great pass here, by the way, by Jacob Abel. Good run there on Ricky Johnson. Nice, clean inside. Ricky runs it down there pretty deep, closes up on the back of him, and Bo LeMastus could have almost turned right, missed Ricky. He would have still collected the tire wall, but at least it would have saved the truck. And RJ had not been in a vehicle in some 10 weeks, just had some wrist surgery done from his days in Supercross, motocross, desert racing on motorcycles as well, and had a couple of some reconstruction done to his right wrist, and said everything was feeling good, was excited to get back in here in the truck today, and things just did not go well for him here all weekend long. Had a mechanical in qualifying. And like I say, parked it out there, and yesterday for just a moment, Stout had nowhere to go and got into the back of him, turned him all the way around. To the back of the pack he went, but then had another mechanical, and not sure if it was from contact from other trucks or not, but either way it goes, that guy right there has had an incredible career, as you well know. We've watched him win countless races. The original bad boy, if you will.
Yes,
I mean, he
literally
is the original bad boy. And that logo that you saw, I mean, that's a Ricky Johnson thing from way back in the day. And yeah, he gets sporty in a second.
Yeah, and all the Oakley ads that were done over the years, and the Fox ads and stuff, it was all so cutting edge with Ricky Johnson, you know. And that's the thing about RJ. He's been so cutting edge, tremendous as a racer, but he was one of the first in the 80s that really got how to self-promote and market and do that sort of thing, and really took it to the next level and expanded his notoriety, if you will.
His brand, if you will, right? Yeah.
Away from what he was doing on the racetrack, even though he was super successful as a motocross and supercross champion.
Teammates with Jimmy Johnson back in the day as well, and hopefully Jimmy can get back out here. I know he had a tough practice session there this morning, so hopefully he can get back out here. And it looks like RJ is going to climb back inside of that truck.
I don't know if it's raceable, but if it is,
he'll give
it a go, that's for sure. At least the left rear looks like it's down there, Ken. Yeah, he's probably going to have to at least limp it around
the pits and
let them take a look underneath.
Yeah, he's not far from the entry to pit road. Yeah, it looks like there's a good bit more damage in a flat tire there.
Yeah.
Bo's truck is operating okay, it looks like, so he might be able to continue on here. We'll see if they
some
put
other
it to the
body
back.
panels
So that is
laying
Max
around.
Gordon's hood is gone, and that's of note, by the way, because if you lose your hood at the end of the race, it's an automatic 2-position loss. And I would say the hood on that 42 is most likely to come off as well at some point in time if he continues on.
Well, I'm surprised that Bo didn't at least go into pit road just for a safety check.
Do you know, Bo?
No, you know, as the words were coming out of my mouth, I thought to myself, no, I'm really not, because it is, as you said, it's Bo. But he probably should have wanted them to at least take a quick peek.
I would agree with that.
The truck does not surprisingly seem to be
He's
leaking
center punched
fluids
him,
or
I
anything.
mean, he center punched him right, so the strongest part of that truck there is what he tagged Ricky with, and one of the weakest parts of Ricky's truck, I mean, dead center, you know, rear axle, and that's gonna tear up, you know, the trailing arms and all the links in there. I mean, it's just a brake and axle and just all kinds of stuff that can go wrong. And you center punch that thing, and it's going to shock the entire diff. So yeah, I can't imagine Ricky's able to continue. They're down there looking at it now.
Well, the thing with Ricky too, and I know this was part of it, as he got out of the truck, I'm sure it stunned him and knocked the wind out of him, and that's the first thing, right? Man, what were you that hurt? What were you thinking? You know, so that's the first thing that went through his mind. And as an old motocrosser and supercrosser, trust me, he's got a lot of aches and pains that he's already dealing with. He's not trying to add anymore.
The adrenaline was a big, huge shot of adrenaline, so he wanted to get out and settle things right away is what he wanted to do. And now the pain's probably setting in.
Yeah, yeah.
He's one of the greatest guys. You talked about it before. He's so switched on, very personable. One of the best driving coaches you could ever want to put your son or daughter with coming up through the ranks, and he does a ton of that. In fact, he's also instructed for the Elite Armed Services as well, so highly involved in that. He's very good at explaining what you should be doing and reading data. Game on, baby. Here we go. So that puts Jacob Abel out in front. And I don't know how Stout did it. We didn't have camera on him on the way through there, but Stout already up into 4th place somehow through the mix of all that stuff. Keep in mind, he started off in 11th and now outside. Look at him pull away there because he wants to get rid of that side draft and drives out and around LeMastus. We'll see if he can stay clean here through this brake zone. Is that LeMastus? I believe it is.
And it looks like maybe the hood a little loose right here in our 3rd place truck.
31 truck there as well. Stanton Barrett up inside of the top 5. Stanton, who started off on the pole before.
Saw Max Gordon coming through without missing the hood on his machine. There's Robby deeper in the field. He's got Matthew Brabham behind him.
And Robby Gordon still back in 10th. Matre back in 11th. So Stout able to make huge gains here in that opening lap. And the other two guys in the back with him not able to follow through. Stout right on the back bumper again here. I believe that's Zach Van Matre or Arie. Oh, it's Arie Luyendyk, the VP truck. And Arie very fast as well. He's no joke. So Stout, I believe that move right there was up into second place.
Oh, got to settle that truck before you hit those ramps, Ken.
Absolutely. You got to set that left front tire back down. And if you do it too late, it'll really sling the truck the other way. It'll unload one way. You'll hit that ramp. It'll squeeze it down and then launch it the opposite direction. Here comes Robby Gordon pitching that thing sideways. And that number 7, it's that lavender-colored Tootsie truck is what Robby's in. Typically that bright day-glow orange.
Yeah. There they come roaring up the front straightaway in front of Nissan Stadium here. Working their way around the concrete canyon, 2.17 miles. And they think hard about where they're going to put those ramps.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they're very strategic in where they want them. If they get them out there too far, as Stout's looking for the lead here on the back bumper, trying to take advantage of that draft. Pulls to the outside. This is for the lead of the race. Stout with a clean pass here. Needs to get this thing slowed back down here for the left-hander. Was very fast in this section of the track one day ago. And now the key for Stout is to manage the brakes. He can get out front. He can set a pace. Not have to stand on the brakes after making a pass like that really hard. Try to take care of them because these trucks experience huge brake fade if you really lean on them the entire race. The 22 truck of Zach Van Matre still hanging in there, doing a great job. Turned that thing over in practice/qualifying on Friday. They had to do a lot of work to it to get it back out here, but they did so, and sticking with the plan here now. Big gap between first, second, and third. I believe that's LeMastus still in third. Max back there in 7th, trying to pick his way forward. Here comes Max taking a look. And that is the number 4. That's Wardy in the Crosley Brands truck.
Luyendyk in the 25.
So many of these Crosley Brands trucks.
Yeah, Luyendyk in the 25 is running up near the front.
We try to take a look at that ticker we have as well, and that's Wardy in the number 4.
4, yep. Wardy's in showing a little bit further back.
Barrett in the 31 VP truck. Max right back behind him. Stout in the lead here. Jacob Abel following and learning. So that's Luyendyk in a Crosley Brands truck, and typically is in a VP truck. That's what was throwing me off there.
Right. No, Arie's having a really good run. And look at Wardy slinging it around.
Getting the feel for it, huh?
Yeah,
he's coming back.
He's got Stanton Barrett right on his tail.
So, yeah, that is Arie there in third place. Great run for him so far, as one day ago he had a sway bar link brake on him, so was struggling with that truck to get it through the turns. But looks like he's got a good working truck here today. And then right behind Max, here comes Robby hanging it out. Might lose, Robby's going to lose a spot here to Brabham.
Yeah, he sure could. Yes,
Brabham
he does.
gets it. So hanging it out there at that soft right-hander at the end of the bridge when they're at max speed and hard on the brakes, and it cost him a spot to one of the best in the field. Robby, the second winningest driver in this series. Matre, the third winningest. Matre trying to close in on that.
Stan Barrett's got his hands full, and he's got Max Gordon coming around on the outside on him. The young 13-year-old Max Gordon.
Incredible, right?
Yeah, but
Stanton.
Papa's on his heels. Here comes Robby. Robby's caught Matt Brabham. He's got him just about handled, and then Brabham finds a little bit more speed. They're all going to 9.
3
Hang
wide.
on.
Matty Brabham sends it way down in there, trying to get under, and he does. He picks up near 3 spots.
How did he do that?
I'm telling you, Matty Brabham is the smoothest driver in this series, and he's got another gear, man. He is magical on the brakes.
And I didn't see a wisp of tire smoke, did you?
Well, I think he was all the way to the left. He was able to square it up, get good braking force on both front tires, which really helped him out because he needed that, right?
Oh, Robby's going to force his way past Stanton Barrett here.
Back on the start-finish line. Brabham trying to pick up another one now.
We should be getting close to a caution, shouldn't we?
I thought we would have seen it, honestly, the last time over the bridge. It's supposed to be 3 full laps, or 3.5 laps, I should say, and we'll see a competition caution coming back over the bridge.
And then that'll set up a barn burner of a finish.
So we'll see. Sometimes they will adjust. If they have a red flag like we had in that opening lap, they'll make some adjustments as Mad Max makes a nice pass right there. Good run. Got a good head of steam there on Zach Van Matre.
Oh, here's Robby. Robbie's looking inside too, and he's going to pick up a spot and bring a couple with him.
Zach being very respectful of the other drivers that were down there underneath him, trying his best not to make any contact, of course. And look at him hike up that left front tire, man, as that truck just articulates through those left-handers and the torque of that LS power plant. It picks it up, I mean, a near foot off the ground. Leaders checked out here for now, and we'll see if we see that competition caution or if they've completely changed the format here. We were initially to see 2 of them, and there it is there. Stout off the pace. Massive gap, so Stout should have been able to take care of that truck to some degree.
And he's still looking for win
number one in the series. Yeah, he's a rookie in the series. His first podium one day ago. Has been in the top 5 and a couple of fourth-place finishes, but finally broke through and got that podium. And as you recall, I mean, it could have been a win. It could have been second. It could have been third. They were all duking it out. They were just nose to tail, side by side through the final turn. It was very exciting. And that is Ricky Johnson out there rolling around. They did get that thing back together and get him back out here in competition. A little check of the brakes right there to see where the bias is.
So listen, I know you're totally professional broadcaster. I've worked with you for years, but that is your kid leading this race, looking for his first win. How are your nerves?
Man, I've been through this dance before, but you know, it's one of those things. I don't count it. I don't get nervous until it's the middle of the last lap because we've been in this game so long. We know how quickly it can change, right? But yeah, I try not to say that, you know, and call this thing as equally as possible. But it's pretty cool. He's got, you know, for Ricky Johnson to come up to you and say, "Hey, man, your kid's a wheel man. He can drive." It means a lot coming from somebody like that. Here we go. And our guess is as good as yours now with how many laps. It says 4 to go down here, so I'm guessing they'll just run all 4. I don't know if they'll throw another competition and split that up and maybe have a 2-lap shootout. We'll see what race control has decided to do.
One thing we know is the elbows are up.
The elbows are up, for sure. And the comms for the drivers are not all that good either, so there's a good chance they don't know what's exactly going to happen as Brabham goes to work here. He knows he's got to get to the front quickly.
Boy, Wardy tried to turn in, and Brabham was right there. Here comes Max Gordon, too.
It looks like Brabham's going to get that spot there. Yeah, Max follows him right through, right? A little mistake out of Wardy, and Max said, "Thank you." How about that young 13-year-old?
Well, he is a talented young man and very mature for his age. Chatting with him last night in the hotel lobby, he's got it all figured out.
Yeah, and don't count Robby Gordon out. I know he's in the back of the pack there now, but he's got another gear too. When he gets ready to go, it's a game changer, and he's already making a pass back there. It's a combination of points from qualifying Moto 1 and this Moto here today for the overall win. And winners, it's a $10,000 paycheck. So, you know, these guys are hungry. Brabham with a nice, smooth turn in there, as is Robby. The 50 back there of Bill Hynes still hanging tough. Has that win from 2018. Stout still out front. Jacob Abel behind him. Arie Luyendyk is no easy guy to pass as Matty Brabham goes to work on him and will try to get up on the inside of him. Slowly rolls in right there, and Brabham with elbows up, man.
Yeah. He's super smooth, but he's not afraid to be aggressive when he needs to be.
Well, with 3 to go, he knows there's no more time.
And here comes Robby. Robby's next.
And that could be a nice little conversation under the tent when everybody gets back, don't get me wrong.
Well, that's the thing. You don't go back to separate haulers. You all go to the same
the single
hauler.
tent. Yep, it's the same tent. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And Jacob Abel doing a fabulous job, by the way, staying on the back bumper of Stout. Stout rolls it in there and cooks the right front tire just a little bit, but Abel clearly picking up the speed here very quickly after just one race.
Very impressive how much abuse these tires took yesterday, and these guys seem to still have all the traction and braking that they needed with the tires.
Yeah, they are extremely tough. Of course, Stout sponsored by Continental Tire, and these guys put those things through their paces. We saw that a day ago. We were wondering if they were going to survive. I mean, they're roasting that right front tire hard on the brake for better part of 100 yards, lap after lap after lap. These guys will take the right front, swap it over, put it on the left front, and say you're good to go, man.
Yeah.
You're good for another race. Coming back over the bridge here one more time. Robby said they were bumping 2 lights there on the shift bar, which was, oh man, Matre barely hanging on to that one. Max should roll up behind him. Magical job of saving that one, but with 2 shift lights on in high gear, said it was approaching 150 plus miles an hour over that bridge. So Stout and Gordon were tied up in the points at 13 apiece at the end of yesterday. Leading with a total of 15 was Brabham. They get points based on how they finished and exactly how many trucks are here. So if you win it, it's 13 points and right on down. I don't know how LeMastus ended up in front of Stout, but he came out from pit road there clearly.
Oh, man, LeMastus
and Stout
getting in the
able to
way.
make quick work of him, wanted to make that happen as fast as possible to not get caught up in that. He knew exactly what was going on. 2 to go here, working 2 to go. Next time around should be a white flag. Big gap here for Stout, trying to manage his pace here. Not overuse the truck, not slow it down too much. Abel still back there, a couple of car lengths.
That's Luyendyk and Ward back there, right through here.
Yeah, Wardy in the number 4 truck, the one right there behind Arie, both Crosley brand trucks.
I don't know what Robby and Max are going to do about Matt Brabham, because he is just driving the wheels off that thing. Sometimes he pitches it in. Sometimes he just works the pedals beautifully. It's been a masterful performance from that driver in that silver and blue machine.
It is awesome. And he has a bunch of laps in here in the 2-seater as well, by the way, giving rides in that 2-seater. Yeah, it's incredible how hard he can drive it in. Whatever that truck does, he's able to catch it and counter it and maintain that big speed to carry it through. Stout, by the way, one race ago, did have the fastest lap of the race. So certainly on pace with him out front there as they come around here one more time, working their ways through 9, 10, and 11 complex here. Another jump in the midst of that complex. And headed over here to the final turn of the 11-turn track here at the Music City Grand Prix, Crosley Brand Stadium Super Truck. Oh, that's checkered flag. So we missed the white flag. Graphics at the bottom said 2 to go. He said 1 to go, and checkered flag flies. Robert Stout picks up his first career win with the Stadium Super Truck Series, and a magical smooth drive. Might have been the smoothest drive he's had all year, and victory donuts to celebrate.
And I was all ready to tee you up and say, Dad, call your boy home.
They stole it from me,
well,
man.
They didn't put it. Yeah, we never saw the white flag. The graphics said 2 to go. That was amazing. Way to go, Robert Stout. It's probably good because you just fumbled all over yourself with emotion and everything. But instead, it's a fantastic finish, and you folks got to see Robert Stout get his first ever Stadium Super Truck win here as part of the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix. Wow, that's awesome.
Thanks, buddy. I got to do a little bit of math here, run down and do that that podium action, and it's been a lot of fun up here calling this one for sure.
Well, you're going to come back up here, join us a little later on. We'll see you again before the day is over. Those Stadium Super Trucks are going to make their pace lap around, or their cool-down lap, we should say, just to thank everybody for all the cheers and the encouragement over the weekend. But I guarantee you're going to see a bit of a thrill show now, too. Get ready for some two-wheel hijinks out there from some of these guys like Robby Gordon.
So as I do the math here, I've got Matre Brabham with 11 points, 15 coming in. That's a total of 26. Stout with 13 points coming in, 13 points with the win here. It's a tie at the top for 26. It goes moto style. Whoever finishes in front of the other in the last moto, the second moto, is your overall winner. Robert Stout will take the overall win here this weekend.
That is awesome. Mom and Dad here to celebrate and enjoy and watch that, and way to go, buddy.
We can buy you dinner tonight.
All right, I liking that. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Got a couple places in mind, come to think of it now that you say that. That was exciting action, and what a big hit, the hardest hit of the weekend. Boy, these guys have provided so much action and stuff to talk about. The craziest finish, the biggest hit, first-time winners. It's all coming your way this weekend with the Stadium Super Trucks here at the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix.